Scottish wildlife crime officers sometimes get involved in work to stop the smuggling of rare and protected wildlife or endangered species from foreign countries into Scotland. The illegal buying and selling of wildlife is thought to be worth billions of pounds across the globe. The trade involves both live animals and plants, along with products made from them, including traditional medicines. Some of them that you might have heard of are rhino horn and elephant tusk, or ivory, which can be made into ornaments, jewellery and other things. Here are a pair of ivory napkin rings. Did you know even elephant hair is made into bracelets? Scottish wildlife crime officers cannot stop the poaching of rhino or elephants in Africa or tigers in Asia, but they can stop people from bringing these endangered species into Scotland. Just think, if the endangered species can't be brought into the country, people will stop buying them. If everyone across the world was to stop buying or trading in endangered species, then the poachers who kill or take them would no longer earn any money. And like many crimes, when there's no money to be made, the criminals will stop committing the crime. There are over 33,000 different species around the world which can only be traded under very strict conditions. There are 175 countries working to stamp out the illegal trade in wildlife. Over half of all reptiles, a third of amphibians, animals like frogs, newts and toads, a quarter of mammals, and 1 in every 8 birds are threatened with extinction across the world. If we lose these species, they will be lost forever. Many species are dependent on each other for survival, and even some poor and developing countries rely on responsible trade in species for their livelihood. However, it is thought that most of the trade in wildlife is controlled by criminals. If someone is caught trading illegally in an endangered species, they could face up to 5 years in prison and an unlimited fine. Wildlife crime officers can send ornaments, medicines and souvenirs for special testing, which can tell what plant or animal the product came from. For example, if someone brings an ornament made of bone into Scotland from abroad, and a police officer suspects it might be made of elephant tusk, they can seize it, send it for testing to reveal whether it is made from an elephant tusk, another endangered animal, or from a non-protected animal like a cow. If you're abroad, be sure not to buy a souvenir that may be made of an endangered species, like this turtle or snakeskin belt. If in doubt, don't buy it. That way you're playing your own part in stopping the illegal trade in wildlife. Why is it illegal to trade in some wild plants and animals? Why do people trade in wildlife? A Scottish tourist brings back a snakeskin belt into Aberdeen Airport and is stopped by customs officers. What is the crime, and who might have been involved along the way? What are the outcomes of the crimes? Who are the victims of crime, both animal and human? If you're abroad, what can you do to make sure you don't get involved in the illegal trade in wildlife? What about the internet? Do you think you're allowed to buy endangered species over the internet?